love this new cup.
Oh, white. Oh.
Hit it.
I wasn't ready. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, in that technicolor in between, it's your boy Trey Proper.
It's your boy Weekend Herb.
And Mr. Petty.
I'm here today. What's up?
And I'm a random reposted Zoom link.
Already. Thank you guys for joining us here once again on Blerds and Whiskey Live. We got a great show lined up for you like we've had for the last 3 years of doing this. So
gang.
Thank you for joining us here on our anniversary. Is there a special word like not bicentennial or what is it? There's three.
Well, just say tricentennial.
Repeat. Tricentennial.
We're not even centennial. We're not even centennial.
Yeah. Triannual.
Yeah,
there we go.
centennial
Triannual.
is definitely.
Yeah, that's century. I was figuring that out. I was working it out. Yeah. So, Weekend Herb, take it away.
Yeah. So,
you all right? You okay?
Yeah. So
what was that?
Getting over this cold, man. I'm just fucked up. No. All jokes aside, man. My drink today is pretty damn good. I have,
Nothing. Go ahead.
Keep going.
Yeah. All right. Church announcements. AEW. AEW went ahead and bought Ring of Honor. So that was interesting. I didn't see that coming, but yeah, Khan actually he's going ahead and bought Ring of Honor. That's the first one. Second one, Batman premiered this weekend. So, Trey, Rick, I know you guys went to go and see it. So I have to ask you guys, from a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being Rita might actually want to see a DC movie, or 1, Trey just liking the Joker movie. What would you rate this as?
What was that scale?
Wait, Rita loathed the fucking Joker. So what kind of wait? What are we doing here?
The running joke is how much. What's his name? With Trey Proper. What's his name?
You forgot
Trey
my
Proper.
name. Damn.
Trey Proper hates
friends for 20 years. And you forgot the
Joker.
fucking name. So I'll go. I go first. Fuck it. And Cheap Pop from a TikTok. Yeah, I did a whole review on it. It's up there. Go check it out. Trey Proper on TikTok. But I'm giving it a 7 out of 10 because I still got to have my nerdy recourse about it. But overall, it is a monster of a movie. Go watch it. But keep in mind, it's 3 hours long, and it's not because of the content. Don't take your kids to go see it. Don't put little kids through. It's not the Batman you think it is. But go watch it. Just get a babysitter.
If you enjoyed the movie Seven, you'll enjoy this movie. Yes, you, young lady with the braids.
If it's a monster of a movie and you're giving it a 7 out of 10, that's like a C. So you're giving it a C, is what you're saying? But it's a monster of a movie and I should go see it.
That's why I put the caveat on. It's because of my nerdy, the way I think, the way my comic book mind goes.
It didn't follow the source material.
Yes, it didn't follow, but it's not supposed to because it's a separate universe from everything else. So shut up. That's why I put the caveat in there that I am going to give it a 7 out of 10. However, go see it. Also, it's 3 hours. Don't take your children because it's not the kids. It's not the Batman they saw on the cartoons or in the comic. Well, in a way in the comics without giving anything away. But go watch it. Trust me, go watch it. You'll enjoy it.
Okay, but I feel like you're misleading me because you're giving it a C.
Okay, so
Rita, you hate the movie, so I'm not even.
I'm just saying, like, for somebody that's like, oh, I'm gonna give it a 7 out of 10. It's a monster of a movie. You need to go see it, but it's a C. Well, fuck
but
you,
that's
nigga,
what caveats are for.
Passed.
That's
I'm like, no, I don't want to go see that.
Okay, 7.5. Okay, a C plus. I'm not gonna say it's not it's not the best Batman movie out there, and I'm not gonna start that argument because we got other stuff to talk about. But don't just go off my opinion. Go off the other comic book nerd's opinion. Go ahead, Rick Stroh.
Again, I'll say this: like, it's a
no spoilers.
It's Batman in a murdery suspense type thriller type movie. Like, if you enjoy a good thriller movie, I'll say that. Like, I'm not going to do the whole rating thing, but I'm just going to say, if you really want to see a good murder mystery suspense type thriller, like a detective noir type film, then this is the movie that you should go see. It just so happens that it's one of the most identifiable characters in comics as the lead.
So it's more detective work than just beating people up saying, "Where is she? Where is she?"
Yes. And he had a moment like that. But...
There absolutely is, but and it does, again, I enjoyed the movie because it shows Batman for who he really is. Like, he is a sociopath, and they show it. So, I mean, it's a really good movie.
Okay.
That's
real quick. Kari McDonald on Facebook says on IMDb a 7.0 score is amazing.
He ain't IMDb. He is Trey Proper. So, but okay.
He says,
go see the C-rated movie.
Okay, so moving on. Apparently, I Am Legend 2 is in the works. Michael B. Jordan and Will Smith will be working on this movie. They didn't say that a trailer was out, so this is interesting.
Yes, the trailer's not out.
I'm just trying to figure out how they're going to reincarnate Will Smith. Is what I'm trying to figure out.
They can make up some timey-wimey or some type of like clone, or have you seen Aliens? Like, they can make up anything in sci-fi.
Yeah.
But yeah, like I was just saying earlier, like Michael B. Jordan's the king of upcoming projects. So like he's a very busy, like halfway done project guy. So props to him.
Wow, comic book says 7 and Saw with Batman. That's funny.
Facts.
Moving on. Homelander from The Boys. His name is Anthony Starr. He got arrested over the weekend.
Put him up.
Yeah. So
did he shoot people with his I-beams?
That's what I was about to say. Like, I mean, was he out here killing people and shit? I mean, hey.
It's just Homelander in a foreign country doing colonizer shit. That's it.
Yes.
He looked at the chef. He's like, "Don't you know who I am?" Which really meant I'm white.
I have a question. While he's in jail, is he going to have sex with himself?
Wow.
Go watch.
I mean, he had sex.
You got to watch The Boys
in the show
to get that reference. If you didn't get it,
just saying.
Wow.
It's a good question.
Or a better question: is he going to try to milk a prisoner?
Oh, come here, Big Bob. Come here.
There's that too. So,
yeah. Speaking of which, have y'all watched the animated one? Have y'all watched the new animated series of it?
I haven't watched the new animated one, but it's on my list of things to watch.
It's really good. It's really good.
This is a heck of a way to promote it. So there's that.
Right. Well, that's dedication.
Hey, think about that.
Be asshole everywhere I go.
But speaking of animated shows, Futurama has everybody on board. John DiMaggio, who is the voice of what's the name?
Fight
Bender.
my shiny metal ass.
Bender.
Yeah, Bender is back. So he agreed to the contract, and the whole original cast is complete. Can't wait to see this because.
Well, now they got delayed for re-recording, don't they?
Probably, but I mean,
yay!
It should be able to wipe it. I mean, they should be able to do that. I mean, considering that. Yeah, it's animated, so you should be able to do it.
Because I think they pre-record each individual voice, and they don't do like live action recordings back and forth with their cast members. I think they do overlays.
Sometimes depends on certain scenes. Depends on the production.
Mm-hmm. So, Hers Blerds put out content every week, and so check it out on YouTube, as well as Thirsty Thursdays, which is an amazing.
Let's keep going. Let's go. Thirsty Thursdays. Hell yeah.
Thirsty Thursdays. That is going to on our Blerds and Whiskey YouTube page. So yeah. So
Thirsty Thursdays is me and Rick Stroh's new segment we're putting up on our YouTube. So every Thursday, stay tuned for that. We got episode 2 coming up. But what y'all don't know is because of episode 1, the rest of the crew decided to follow our instructions, and they all made their own version of our jungle juice. So what do y'all think so far?
Fucking amazing.
I think Rita says something. Rita you didn't do the candy in yours, right?
I did the candy. I just did a different candy.
Okay.
I just don't understand why we have pre-shows.
Yeah.
It's like we didn't have TV shows and
Hey, look, I'm just off the cuff. I'm just taking it as I'm rolling with the punches.
Whatever. Yes, I used my own candy. I'm drinking shit. Got a little heavy-handed. I put some extra grenadine in my shit. Just move on. Just get off me and ask somebody else, because it's just not. Just
Trey,
ask somebody.
Trey, what are you adding? What are you putting in there? Trey, what
Did
is
you
that?
put that orange shit in there?
You should put some citrus shit in.
I guess we didn't take enough shots for him.
Yeah. I did. You fuckers talked about me slyly on your damn clips. Talking about my citrus, so I added some more citrus in it. So no. My time to talk. They talked about me adding citrus, so I added citrus to it, and guess what? It's better now.
You've made it bad.
It's better now.
It's not. Why did your face just ball up when you took a sip of it?
Right, you told me trying to be
What a
tough to take a
smile.
sip. That was not a smile.
It's a smile.
Smile my ass.
All right,
guys.
can we move on?
We're making the move to YouTube. So in the next few weeks. So be sure to just look at our show, Blerds and Whiskey, every Sunday on at 12 o'clock on YouTube. We also have a Discord, guys. Go and check that out. We have different channels on that Discord, such as cosplays, memes, things to binge, what comics we need to read. So check that out. And also, last but not least, con season is in effect. HBCU is on April 29th through the 1st of May at Bowie State. The tickets start at $15. Go to hbcucon.org. Awesome Con is on June 3rd to the 5th at the Washington Convention Center. Weekend tickets start at $85. Go to awesomecon.com. BlerdCon is July 8th through the 10th at the Hyatt Regency at Crystal City. $65 for the whole entire weekend pass. Go to blerdcon.com for more information. And that concludes the church announcements.
All right.
So now we're gonna. I was gonna am I introducing myself or somebody else introducing me? How we gonna do this?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, we got a new segment here. We're gonna do a little bit of breakdown. Ain't that right, Rita? More we go. I don't know what to do, y'all.
Wow.
Here we go.
Nobody introduced me ever again.
I like it.
I'm over it.
I like it. I'm writing that shit down right now.
So, all right. So just so you guys know, HNIC Con, you may have seen it, you may not have seen it, but Blerds and Whiskey will be doing the closeout. We'll be co-hosting with HNIC, the closeout ceremony for their con that is taking place June 17th through the 19th out in Philly. You can purchase your tickets. Well, they're not for sale yet, but you can purchase your tickets on the HNIC website for their con. Stay on the lookout for that, but we will be in the building, or technically you'll be in our building, but we're going to be there. And then it's also Women's History Month. And since I'm the only person on the panel that has a uterus, it feels right for me to, introduce that. So there's that, Women's History Month. Go ladies with the uterus. All right. And now we're also going to talk about one other Crowbar Church announcement. And I need everybody's attention for this. I finally got a birthday present from Mr. Trey Proper. It is 3 years late. But, since we have talked about it heavy on the show, I have decided that at the very least, we need to speak on this subject. So I got a bottle of Maryland whiskey. Shout out to you guys from Mr. Proper during Women's History Month. Not during January, 4th, but, I got it, during Women's History Month. So appreciate you for the 3-year late birthday present, Mr. Proper. I was expecting at least the other two. So do we have a running timeline on the other two, or we spacing them out?
Yeah, so it took 3 years to get that one. So you can expect every 3 years you should get one in delay. That's how it should work. Happy birthday to you.
Okay. with that said, I am now going to introduce our guest who will be joining us for the evening. And here's their titles. So our first guest is the all-power and knowing Wu-Tang fitted Mr. Newt Scamander. That's not his last name, but I threw that in there for all my Harry Potter fans. And he chose not to completely rewear his outfit from our first time when he was like, "Are we live? Are we live?" So, but he at least wore the fitted. So there's that. And then our other guest is Mr. TJ. Somebody is finally lighter than Herb. And he is our other guest who's joining us today on the show. So welcome. This would not be a Blerds and Whiskey show if a little bit of shade was not thrown. I just wanted you guys to know that.
Big facts.
He's like, I am light-skinned and virtuous, and I love Jesus.
I love me some Jesus, and I love you.
Hey guys, thanks for having
What
us.
up, guys?
Welcome.
Yeah, thanks for bringing us on, guys. Happy to be here. We love Blerds and Whiskey, and we're happy to talk about comics and drinking and all kinds of stuffs. Let's do it.
Okay. All right. So first things first, what you guys drinking since you on Blerds and Whiskey? I gotta ask.
So I can't drink because of my medication, right? But
Okay.
I thought I'd share this bottle of whiskey that I have. So I'm not really a whiskey expert. So I thought I'd ask you guys if this is any good. This is a Mac Albert. Is that any good? My neighbor had given it to me one time.
Okay, at the bottom, does it say proof? And what's the percentage next to it?
And so it says 80 proof.
Oh, hell yeah, you good.
That's all he needed to know. Yes, so it's a good
Blerds and
bottle,
Whiskey
right?
approved. All right.
All right.
TJ, what you
So
got?
this morning, I'm only drinking tea because I was drinking a lot last night with my friends. So I'm in recovery mode. But what I do have in my car, though, I have a half-finished bottle of Woodford Reserve Double Oak in my car just a few feet away from me. So that's my choice whiskey that I'll be going ham on this evening.
Oh, that's called keeping the stress away. That's what that is. That's what you got in the car.
Wait,
Good job.
no. For all of the police officers, he lied. It is not open. It is a sealed, exposed bottle that is in the trunk of his car
It's sweet tea.
that he does not have access to while he is driving at all. So we just wanted to point that out.
So is that something that you do like on the rocks, like with an ice cube, or do you do it straight? Do you do it neat?
Yeah, so old fashions are my absolute favorite drink. I make old fashions all the time at the crib. You know what I'm saying? I actually got like a square ice mold, so it comes out like a nice little square block. Got a whiskey glass, drop that bad boy in, and either I do the old fashioned or I do on the rocks. But yeah, those are my two ways of partaking.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay, so we have you guys here because you guys are actually promoting your new creation, your new baby, and I'm excited to see it. I'm happy that you guys got to your goal, but we're here to talk about Villainous. It's cyberpunk noir. Can you tell us a little bit? Well, my question is for the non-initiated, because you guys actually had a Kickstarter in place to reach the goal of 11,000, and you surpassed it recently. But my goal is basically for those that are not initiated.
Let's go.
Congratulations.
Congratulations.
For the non-initiated, I see you guys have a tier system. I'm asking for a friend, namely me. For the tier system, how does that break down as far as receiving the actual comic? Because I see it's a little bit delayed as far as like April and June, depending on your tiers. But I'm curious to know if I was to put down that 40, because I want that McFarlane cover. Do I really got to wait to then? Because I got you on the show. Can I get a little earlier? Just look.
He wants an early preview, basically, is what he's saying.
So for those who aren't familiar with Kickstarter, the way it works, you could kind of think of it as pre-sale, right? Like you're ordering ahead of time before the actual book comes out. So that's why the dates are out. Right now, the books aren't printed, so they're coming out in June, and the books that are coming out in July are the collector's item. And that's because they come in this special box. And, you know, with things being delayed and supply and demand, that's why it's a little bit month later than the regular books. But
Okay.
yeah, and as far as the tiers go, yeah, you know, if once the books come in, we'll hit you guys up as soon as possible.
So can we get like a Blerds and Whiskey discount or something? Just a little curious. Just a little curious.
Yeah, for sure.
I'm playing. I'm joking. No,
Let me
support black businesses.
Yeah.
Support them completely. Pay the regular price. I'm not. I'm joking.
Nah, man.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
All right. Question I have is, with the success of Joystick Angels, what can we expect out of Villainous?
Yeah, it's a great question. I mean, it's a completely different direction in terms of story, in terms of narrative, in terms of characters, everything. When you think about, well, me and Newton, when we first kind of like linked up, we were like, we really want to tell this crazy, gritty, like sci-fi story. And we had not done anything in the cyberpunk realm. So we were like, yo, we really want to do something that's kind of like a mix between like Fifth Element and like Deadpool. You know what I'm saying? Like you mix like these two kind of crazy type characters, but like also really robust, like beautiful sci-fi world. Very like Neo Tokyo type Akira vibes. So with Villainous, you know, it's a slightly more mature book. So it's like, you know, 15 and up, we kind of recommend that people who like grittier stuff, like this isn't like a kid's book. Joystick Angels is really specifically kind of for kids and really all ages. But this one is much more grittier, tons of action, drama, suspense. Shatter, the main villain, is just a guy who has the sole mission of basically destroying the entire system that's in place government-wise. So we're kind of like rooting for the bad guy. We're kind of like, we want you to love to hate to love the character, or love to hate the character, like one of the two, for sure.
Okay.
I heard a couple of name drops as far as like some of the influences you got. As far as like how you came with some of the stories. So what are some of your like? Am I frozen? All right, I'm back.
Yeah, can you repeat the question?
So I heard some of the name drops. Yeah, I'm about to. So I heard some of the name drops that you all were saying about, like, you know, like Akira, Deadpool, you know, Fifth Element, some of that. What are some of your artistic influences that, you know, kind of like would get you going? Like, what was some of your starter stuff?
You mean for this story or just in general?
Just in general. As an artist, I like to hear other artists' like influences and stuff like that.
Yeah. So I'm mostly a writer. If I had to draw this comic, you guys would not be picking it up. But as far as writing, I guess my first comic book, the biggest comic book influence was Batman, The Dark Knight, graphic novel by Frank Miller. That one really like showed me that comic books can be more than just like superheroes, even though Batman.
Zoom, zap. Yeah.
Yes. And that really changed the game for me in terms of like how I viewed comic books. You know, a lot of people, they'll highlight things like The Watchmen. To tell you the truth, like when I was of age when The Watchmen came out. I don't want to age myself too much, but I was of age when it came out, you know, and I was, you know, that really didn't influence me because it was to me at that time, I was still young, and, you know, but the Batman series was something that I could gravitate towards more, you know, because it was like a hero, and the way the story was told, and it was gritty, and, you know, that's pretty much how I am as an adult, you know, years later. Like, I like gritty stories, and just most recently, I think when I started, because I started really creating comic books as an adult just about maybe 5 years ago, and before then I was a real Robert Kirkman fan. His Walking Dead series, even before the TV series came out, I just loved that book, and I liked what he did with it. And so that was like one of my inspirations for really jumping in. In fact, that was one of my inspirations for Crescent City Monsters, the comic book series I'm known for. Because when he did his zombie story, I was like, okay, I want to do a zombie story too, but I wanted to do it in I'm Haitian American, so I wanted to kind of do a spin on the zombie in the way that was like more, I guess, towards like the way zombies are in the Haitian culture, in the Haitian voodoo culture. So I wanted to put a spin on that. So that's just one of my influences.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
So because I feel like we vibing, you know what I'm saying? I just need to ask y'all a question. You guys, when we were doing our, initial interview, just to kind of see, if we was vibing or not, with OCG, and he had a little bit of a fan boy moment. I want to know what y'all definition of vibing is. So if you could just tell me what you feel vibing is, because I feel like we vibing, so I just want to know, like,
I feel like we vibing.
What you think your definition, your singular definition of vibing is.
For me, it's like just a innate connection. You know what I'm saying? Like the beautiful part about Villainous is that me and Newton, came together as two separate creators. You know what I'm saying? We both had our own publishing houses. We had our own IPs, our own ways of telling stories. But because we've done so many conventions together and hung out, and we've been friends for a while, there was already an instant like connection in terms of just like respect and creativity. So it's like, yo, man, let's see if we can work on some stuff. And really just like how we all as a group came together in the pre-show and previous, just talks or whatever. Me and Newton had a very similar thing where we just got in this room. We were like, yo, what do you think about making a character like this? And then we start coming up with all these story ideas. And then it just was very, very natural. You know what I'm saying? So to me, when you catch the vibe, it's really like, it's not even really like you trying, you just feel it,
Yeah, there's no explanation for it. You don't have to explain yourself. It's just like, boom, it's there. It's like jazz musicians when they come together and they start playing together, and everything just they could feel each other, the rhythms and notes and the highs and lows, and they just play together. To me, that's vibing, and that's definitely what TJ and I did on this story. We have a mutual respect for each other in terms of creativity. We trust each other, so that vibe was there. The same vibe that you felt when we first just kind of did the pre-introductions before the show.
I feel like vibe is my new favorite word. Don't you? I'm just saying.
You vibing? I'm vibing.
So I know you kind of alluded to it earlier in the question, as far as like being inspired by Frank Miller's The Dark Knight story. I also am inspired by that. I like to live my life as a grizzled old man that beats up people in alleys because they get on my nerves. But but seriously, what would you guys say is some of both either of you's biggest inspirations in getting to the world of writing comic books and working with comic and creating comics, so to speak? What have been some of your biggest influences throughout your life? Some like favorite comics, favorite characters, things that just spoke to you and said, you know what, I want to do this. Because I mean, writing a comic book it ain't easy. You know what I mean? It's a labor of love. So what have been some of your biggest inspirations to get into this field?
Yeah, I was gonna quickly jump in and just say that, shoot, man, like walking into the comic store in the '90s was just an interesting time. So many classics were just about to drop, like 92, 93, 94, like X-Men hit like a wave, Jim Lee's X-Men was just like, yo, man, like this type of style of art, this like really polished, incredible, new wave of comics just really inspired me to really draw. Like, I really wanted to draw like Jim Lee and the X-Men and the McFarlanes of the era. And then when you got into grittier comics like Spawn, which really, got me into more and more grittier stories, like, like anime for like Berserk and Guyver. So, I mean, that stuff to me was just powerful, man. Like I don't know, like it's weird now because as a kid, I like very, very serious, gritty stories. And now as an adult, I like more lighthearted stuff. But even though I'm, Villainous is dope because it is still gritty, but we have lighthearted, jokey moments sometimes as well. So I don't know, like I guess for me, it's just knowing that there's so many different types of narratives out there in comics and in manga was really inspiring to me as an artist. And then when I started drawing comics and then trying to write my own story too, because I'm not really a writer per se, like I really adopted writing to really accurately express my vision, you know what I'm saying, with the pictures that I wanted to draw. So I have a lot of respect for writers. So I do get inspired by people like Newton or Greg Anderson Elise and Greg Burnham of Tuskegee Heirs, and David Walker, some of the absolutely amazing Black comic book writers in the space of comics that are just, really fantastic. So I guess I'm inspired by my peers and people who are creating really cool stuff.
Okay.
Newton, did you
Yeah, for me, so when I was younger and I was collecting comic books, I was purely like a superhero guy, right? Like, anything that wasn't superhero was just weird to me. It's like, so that's why like some of the you'll hear a lot of people say, some of the Vertigo books was like really inspirational to them. But for me they weren't, because a lot of the Vertigo books was not like superhero books. It was, so to me, at that time it was weird. So it's like, oh, this is weird. Like, give me my superheroes.
Where the spandex at, motherfucker?
Yeah.
Watch him do the trench coat.
You need a spandex and a cape. If you didn't have them,
Need to see their quad muscles. I gotta see their quad muscles.
Hyperthyroid
Yeah.
traps.
So but it switched. So now I'm older. I really don't read superhero stories much. It's got to be like something different. It's got to be a different take on it. And so now the stories I'm attracted to, like for example, The Walking Dead's not really a superhero story. And recently there was a Southern Bastards. I'm not sure if you've heard of Southern Bastards.
I got the collection upstairs.
Yeah, so like books like that, that really, I'm like, those kind of books really hit me hard. So when I'm writing now, it's kind of interesting because I like comic books and I like the idea of superheroes, but at the same and just out of the world things, right? But at the same time, I'm like, I like it more, I guess. It's still fiction, but like a more reality grounded kind of thing. So for me, it seems like I try to blend it, right? Blend the more realistic approach to more of the back in the days kind of like superhero feel. Cause I still like for example, our character Shatter, right? He's not a superhero per se, right? He doesn't have a cape and thing, but he's still got cool superhero powers, So right. So at this point I'm like blending things, both from my youth, but still grounded kind of like in reality.
And I understand that because, like I said, my personality is a blend of two things. Like I got a blend of a Frank Miller character, but I'm also built like a person of the 90s, like TJ said, because I inspire my physique to look like a Rob Liefeld character. So you know what I mean? Every day is chest day with me.
Taco gun.
No legs. No leg day.
Yeah, exactly. No legs at all.
I got something to say about that then, Rick. So I guess you have a bunch of pouches. You walk around with a bunch of pouches, and in those pouches, you probably got stuff like pre-workout and post-workout in case you want to do things for. But where you can get those pouches and fill those pouches up, you can go on blerdsandwhiskey.com. You can go to our partners page and look up FNX Fit. You can type in the promo code FNX Blerds1, and you can take 15% off. So then you too can look like a Rob Liefeld character. 1-3. I'm sorry, FNX Blerds Blerd 1-3. So then you too can look like a Rob
Liefeld character.
Like hyperthyroid, like traps.
Listen, it's nothing wrong with having a bunch of utility pouches. You need pouches for everything. I got to keep my protein and peanut butter somewhere.
So one more question before you guys go. What do you want people who are potentially ordering your comic books and reading this comic book that you guys like combined and worked on together? What is the one takeaway that you want people to have, like, or a feeling even that you want people to have when you're reviewing your new series? Or I was going to say vibe this time, but vibe works. What is the one takeaway that you have?
Yeah, I like them to just really connect to the character Shatter. He's got this anger about him, but I want people to be able to connect to that anger, to understand where it's coming from, and like whether or not you disagree with it, because we do make sort of like a political statement leaning one way. So whether or not you agree or disagree with it, we want you to feel a way about it, strongly about it. Like you either like hate this or love it, no in between. You know what I mean?
Okay.
Well, that's us in a nutshell. We tend to lean one way. So yeah, I understand that. TJ?
Yeah. So I wanted to quickly just give you guys a recap of like the air of like the world at the time when we created this story. So during, the George Floyd atrocity and all the atrocities that led up to that, with Trayvon Martin and Eric Garner and so many other, unarmed Black folks who were brutalized by law enforcement, there was this there's this, I guess, really powerful, like brooding anger, in the social consciousness of America at the time. And me and Newton had talked about it, and we because we all as friends talk about this stuff. I'm sure you guys talked about it too. And, the feeling we had was just like, there was so much anger and just, we really wanted to do something. We wanted to send a message, in some type of a way. And, as we're having these conversations, we, think about, like, we started talking about, like, what if there was a character that saw that or felt the same way we're feeling, but did something about it, did something extreme, not in like a good guy way, like, oh, hey, we've got to reform these laws and we got to do all this corny shit, but like literally, I want to burn this entire thing down. Like, this entire system is crazy. So it has to go. So we're thinking about this ultimate villainous character, and Shatter kind of comes from that conversation. A man who's completely broken, to pieces. Like, I feel like we all have felt like we were broken in some type of way at some type of point. So it's like the Shatter kind of becomes this, picture of what this broken man looks like. But from those broken pieces, putting himself back together, he kind of transforms into this character that is revered and despised, but loved by some. And then, we start thinking, cyberpunk, noir, and we're even in a space where, the conversation about defunding the police, which has kind of, gotten some more traction yet again after Biden made that speech or whatever, where defunding the police, what does it look like if that actually happened 100 years from now? And our thought was that corporations, because corporations ain't going nowhere, they would basically be privatizing, law enforcement, what I'm saying? So law enforcement becomes this privatized organization working for big companies, and they're essentially doing anything and everything to protect the interests of these corporations. So, as you can see, just kind of by what I'm telling you, the story of Villainous kind of really is going in this extreme direction. And there's really only one man that kind of stands in the place that could potentially upset this entire system. And we've got a lot of other characters that do support and are with Shatter's entire ethos, if you will. There's a rebel organization called Destruct, which is kind of like the underground, like organization that's also working to upset the status quo, but like in their own more, I guess you could say, clandestine way, where Shatter's like abrupt in your face, like hits and see, Shatter's the guy, he'll beat people up. Like you talk about the Batman
with a mace,
those fights. Yeah, with a mace. Yeah, like it's like a club the shit out of people. So it's pretty crazy, man. So I guess the takeaway really is that as a reader, as a comic book fan, you're going to go on a journey that talks about social issues, but that's entertaining, that's interesting, that's fun, that's cool, that's different as all hell. And with the Kickstarter, you get 3 comics in one collected edition. So it's like typically people do a Kickstarter, it's only 1 comic, but in this case, you get 3 comics. So you get like a whole story arc on the first try.
That's what's up.
I got a question.
Take my money.
I got a question about because you was talking about the characters. Major Storm, is he inspired by Wesley Snipes from Demolition Man? I gotta ask, because he's a black dude, blonde, high top fade. Like, is it? Are we gonna see what was his name? What the hell?
Simon Phoenix.
Simon Phoenix. Is that what we about to see?
Oh yeah, a better version of it. I mean,
right.
Shout out to Wesley Snipes though. He's one of the greatest action heroes of all time. So
facts.
Yeah, and since he's a black character in sci-fi, in a sci-fi movie,
I only recognize him as Blade. I'm sorry.
Oh.
I'm Blade 3.
I recognize him as Passenger 57.
Long as it's not Blade 3.
Long as it's not Blade 3, exactly, because that was an atrocity.
I mean, it could be
that
worse.
should have
You
never
could only recognize him from Tu Wong Fu.
Oh.
Don't come for Auntie Maxima.
No. Don't try to come for him. He will forever be Blade. Okay? Don't do that. My bad. Go ahead. I'm sorry. I know I threw y'all off. My bad. Go ahead.
No, but yeah, he was absolutely inspired by that character. You know, a black character in a sci-fi movie. You know, like I said, Wesley Snipes is one of the greatest action heroes of all time. Shout out to Wesley.
Okay. I'm excited for this. I am excited to get my hands on it.
I'm about. So I guess we're gonna post them links up because I know it's some in the description.
Absolutely.
But I'm definitely going on that Kickstarter as soon as the show's off.
Yeah, can I say,
Shut up, Rick. Shut up, Rick. I know what you're getting ready to do. Whoa.
No, we're not gonna do that. We are humbled and we truly appreciate the fact that you guys have decided to come on our show today and share your amazing work. We thank you so much for taking that time out and for thinking of us as a platform where you want to promote your work of art. So thank you so much for that. We really appreciate you. I know I threw a little bit of shade at you, but it's all love.
That means we like you.
Exactly.
You know, I'm from Brooklyn.
Exactly.
That's the way Brooklyn people talk, anyways. I was like,
Exactly.
I was like nothing.
It was light shade, you know. It was a little
umbrella,
heavy,
just umbrella.
You know. But thank you so much. Does anybody else want to say anything before we let our gracious guest go?
I was just gonna say, can't wait to meet you guys in person. We're at a con somewhere where we can all tie one on and we actually can break open that bottle, Newton. Whenever you go to another con and you know we're gonna be there, I want you to bring that with you so that we can break that out, maybe featured on a future episode of Thirsty Thursdays.
All right, so I guess I'll carry with me at every con.
Maybe we'll see you at HNIC Con, which is going to be in Philly.
Right, because we're going to be in Philly, so y'all can meet us halfway.
Yes.
You know, that's a halfway mark, in my opinion. So y'all can just meet us halfway and we can just go from there. I'm just saying.
Yeah.
That sounds good.
Because we will be having bottles.
Yes, we will.
All right.
Mr. Petty.
Well, thank you guys so much. We're going to roll into our clip of the week by, Mr. Petty. Character of the week, sorry. But Mr. Petty, we're on what, 99? Right? 99.
We're on the 99th character of the week, y'all. And I asked our guests, if there's a character they would like to do, and TJ suggested, as he name dropped the Guyver earlier. So we're going to go ahead and run character of the week, which is going to be the Guyver.
Appreciate y'all. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. We appreciate you so much, for real. Thank you.
Man.
Yo, my boy's in the comment section. He's like, I'm already sold.
So, drop some links in the comments for both the Kickstarter and.
Are we clear?
Oh man, I need.
Character of the week. So, today's character week is Sho Fukamachi, better known as the Guyver. The Guyver is a bio armor alien tech mass weapon thing, whatever, but that basically has a human host, which is what Sho is. Together they make the Guyver. If Venom and Iron Man had a love child, that would be it. Yeah, so the Guyver fights these other alien creatures called the Zoonoids, which are kind of like these experimental human-alien hybrid animal things that are on Earth. He fights them. Typical enhanced armor abilities, such as like speed, 9 vulnerability, except for his one weak spot, which is obviously that round metal helmet and a certain type of metal that came from the alien planet that he came from. Agility, durability, sometimes flight, armed with forearm blades, these weird blades that come off the tip of his elbow, so he does forearms, it slices. One of its abilities is to copy the DNA of the host in case any serious injury, that they can regrow limbs, or sometimes, depending on how badly the damage is, if at a certain point, regenerate the person all over again, essentially making a clone. Yeah, that's like a cheat code. Dang, that's like mid to early 2000s Wolverine healing factor god tier level. because comics, stuff like that. It started off as a manga in the 80s. Then there was also the OVA anime. And OVA was old school 90s, late 80s, early 90s, the golden era of anime. Those video companies, OVA, Streamlight, etc. Blah blah blah. That's a separate thing. Typical shonen style anime. Oh, also from the same franchise, there was 2 live action movies. It was a low budget American adaptation of The Guyver, and that's kind of how I got introduced to him, because I never knew who The Guyver was before I saw that, starring Mark Hamill, like fresh out of nothing since Star Wars fame. You know it's bad when Jimmy from Good Times actually gets more airtime and more billing than you do. And this is him, yeah, as a Zoanoid. Hey, that's racist. There was a line, I kid you not, that made that movie the funniest movie I've ever seen in my life. It's bad if you look like Ninja Turtles 3. This line, "I've been rejected by death." Like, yo, he probably thought that was a cool thing to, oh my God, it was so corny. Still ambitious, but there was a sequel to that movie, which was more geared towards or designed to be more like the anime, which includes the gore and the violence and stuff like that. So the second one was a better attempt at trying to be closer to the anime, but still pretty low budget. God, I love those stuff back then. And they also remade the anime in like 2008 or 9 or somewhere in that time period. Now, when you list the tiers of anime, especially as far as like, I guess like the mech era of anime, The Guyver isn't really mentioned in that, but it's kind of like an underlying classic. Those who do know about it fucking love it, and those who don't know about it, they kind of heard of it, but they never actually seen it, or they see mostly like clips and advertisements of it. So I do feel like The Guyver is one of those underrated animes. So shout out to you, Guyver. Back to you guys.
Like, share, subscribe.
Man, that was a good one. So stay tuned for Character of the Week, #Camism YouTube channel. Every Monday morning around like 9 or 10, I upload it. So like, share, and subscribe. Also, stay tuned for Thirsty Thursdays coming up this Thursday. So that's going to be on the Blerds and Whiskey page. So check that out. Like, share, and subscribe.
So in addition, so we've been doing this for about 3 years now, and it's been a lot of fun. We've got a lot of loyal fans who tune in with us every week, and some who just never cease to surprise me. We appreciate you all. We love you all, but some still surprise me. So last week we were talking about obscure Black movies, and shout out to Chuck, who I still don't remember that I gave him my damn address, but yeah. Genocide Circus on YouTube. He sent me a copy of the VHS Panther. So Rick Stroh, after the show, I'm coming by because I got to borrow your granddad's VHS player because I don't have it.
you don't have one either because I threw that shit away.
Oh,
well,
damn.
You can convert VHS to DVDs, right?
Exactly.
But you still need a VHS cassette.
Okay.
Yeah.
All my old head people that is on government assistance. If you still know how to put a VHS and DVD together and make a copy,
A true millennial.
hit our DMs because we need you to convert some shit. Okay, we'll pay you in drugs. Go ahead.
So we gotta do a watch along with this. Because I've never seen it. What was saying?
I said, no, we won't blame it drugs. Like, no, trying to put us out there.
We'll pay you in weed. Go ahead.
Wow. Okay. So we're trying to. I think we should all get together. We should do it in Philly. We should watch it together in Philly.
Who's gonna bring the VCR?
We can find a VHS player. Come on.
No, you can't. The things are expensive.
Wait a minute. Wait. We cannot watch the movie Panther in Philly with a bunch of Black people. Do you know what happened in Philly in the early 1980s? They bombed a house full of Black people. And I think we're not too far from that neighborhood where we're staying at in Philly. So if you want to, cool.
You really think they're going to know it's us?
Yes. Yes.
Oh God!
Here goes OCG.
I already said it.
See, now y'all got the principal on our ass.
See what you started, Chuck. See what you started.
We are going to
All
spend
camera vibes.
We are spending Fighting Spirit Media funds on a VHS player. It's happening. That's it.
All right.
And that's all.
That's what I'm talking about. Let's do it. I'm excited. He also said,
can we splurge for like a projector too, and then like a whole like projection screen too, and just make it like a
one.
Can we splurge for a
I have
crackhead
one.
that will put it all together for us?
Oh my God.
For like
I have a
$12.
projector.
$2 is not splurging, Shalita.
Exactly.
I'm just saying, it's a
Cheeseburgers,
crackhead
man.
in District Heights right now that's willing to do this shit
Oh
for
my
us. for
God.
$12.
Yeah, no, we tell it too much. We tell it too much.
Look. We're going to swing up in front of Compare Foods in Bladensburg. And yeah, we can do that. Stay late.
Stop it, everybody. No. So we've been doing this for 3 years. We got loyal fans out there. You guys been out there helping us grow so we can do more. It's gonna be we got so much more to show you guys as we grow. But I guess we're gonna go around the horn and talk about what we felt the best about for the last 3 years in the show. So early on, I may mention this before the show. I don't know if he still got his microphone on, but I legit miss throwing shit at EO. I mean, an off-camera guy. I miss throwing my cue card. I don't even have the cue cards anymore. I don't need them anymore because we're not together. But yeah, I think I'm going to bring that back when we see him again in person. What about you guys?
We can hurt.
So on a personal note, man, when we started this, I just was like, yeah, I really want to get into podcasting. I love the fact that I could chill with my folks because majority of my folks aren't in town. So when I actually had my peoples together where we could collaborate, we could think about dope ass shit. I love doing that stuff with you guys. Sure, we rag on each other, but that's family shit. I love you guys, every single one of you. And the fact that we are making big strides to go ahead and just do this dope fucking podcast every week. This is some of the best times of my life, man. I thoroughly enjoy this shit. So I don't have like one specific thing to talk about, but the whole fucking process of it all is just dope. And I can't wait to grow with you guys.
Okay. Side note, real quick, reading the comments on YouTube. Jamaica says, let me ask my dad, I might have a VHS player. Might. Circa says, seriously, they cost like $50. But while you were talking, I was on Amazon.
Why the fuck are they $50?
I've seen one for $30, but then the one you said, the conversion one, that shit is $369.
Telling you right now, it's a crackhead who has one in their grandma basement in District Heights. Right now, that he will let us hold for $12. I'm trying to tell you, like
So
I'm trying to tell you.
So
I feel like my grandparents still got one. I can go and rummage to their house.
Oh crap!
But go ahead.
Do that anymore. Wow. No, I can't even do that anymore. Jesus.
But go ahead, Cam. You're next.
Yeah. So for me, I like pretty much like Rita and Rick. I started off as a guest, and at first I didn't think I would have the time for it, and then when I started making, I won't say sacrifices, but I started adjusting my schedules to do this, and it became part of the show. And as Rick, as Herb mentioned before, I'm doing something that I enjoy with some of my best friends, some of my closest friends, and Herb. And I feel like
I saw it coming.
Oh shit!
Oh my god!
And if we just have so much fun doing this.
Oh shit!
And I really do enjoy this. I love like I said the vibe that we have here. I just enjoy like all the stuff that we do. If I could say some of my favorite moments, or a moment was probably that time when I don't know what possessed me to do this, but I started to shave all my facial hair off, and I was bald face, and we decided to use my face as a beard show promo for like several weeks. So every time the beer show come up, I'm the before picture or the warning. And then y'all were like roasting me while I was off, I couldn't make it to the episode. So I'm in the comment section like, okay, just wait until I come back. Wait until I come back next week. And I fired everybody up. And it was just like, it was all in good fun. But I will never forget the fact that you all tried to make me the face of what not to do for the beer struggle. The fact that I was the face of our beer struggling.
He ain't shaved since.
Right.
Going on 2 years strong.
I would have to say for me, I started as a voice, when we had the call in, and because like me and Trey were like besties, and Herb was the cousin I didn't know I had.
Yeah.
Because we found out later on that, oh shit, we're related. But I would just provide content, like, oh, I've seen this. This might be something you guys can use for the show. Mm-hmm. And then it transformed into we're going to add you to the group chat since you always, providing content and shit that we use like every single Sunday for the show, to, hey, would you be interested in guest starring on the show? And I'm like, I ain't never did no fucking podcast or radio or nothing, but I'm like, all right, cool, let's do it. To me, being a host, like literally on the show, and I'm just like, oh shit, I'm on a fucking podcast. To me, talking about, my 12-year-old son at the time, when I was like, when we got our sponsors, and I was just like, when my son's balls dropped, this nigga balls dropped like 6 months later, and I wasn't ready.
Oh my God! Stop!
But you guys helped me. No, but I have a purpose. I have a purpose for saying what I'm saying. You guys helped me, helping me, make that transition into the fact that my baby is not a baby, but still my baby, and you will still get pulled up on. But I digress. But I'm just saying, like, you guys have helped me, make that transition, as a mother, into accepting the fact that my child has grown up. So it's like, just like how my baby is transforming, our show is transforming. I say all of that with purpose. And I never thought, like 3 years later, from me just sending you guys links and pictures and, a group chat, that it would turn into this. And now we have, and I'm going to plug it again because that's my job. Now we have FNX Con, which is like a all Black con, and I'm here for, I'm always pro Black everything. I'm Issa Rae. I'm rooting for everybody Black. And we're going to be closing out their con and their ceremony. And the fact that they believe in us, and the fact that we have worked so hard to get to this point, we don't even need the validation. I'm trying not to get emotional, but I love you guys. I love you guys so much. And everybody works so hard. Everybody does. I'm trying not to. And everybody just gives it their all. Like, it's a 7-day-a-week, job where we're just like, oh, let's do this, let's do that. And I have so much fun every Sunday. I finally have a hobby outside of my kids, that I can say that I do. And it's honestly because of you guys. So I love you guys immensely. And I love the viewers. We wouldn't be anything without you. Like, Horace, you be doing some weird shit, and you should be knife fighting. You should be knife fighting. But if it wasn't for you, we wouldn't have that additional content. Jamaica, who's our moderator, who faithfully watches every single Sunday. I don't think she's missed a Sunday, but we would not honor her with the fact of being our. You said what?
She hasn't missed a piece of content.
We appreciate the hell out of you.
Yeah, but Jamaica, we appreciate you. We love you. You are a moderator. Hopefully you can make it to Philly. I'm not trying to pressure you, but hey, everybody tells Jamaica to come to Philly.
Bring your ass.
But yeah, so I'm gonna stop talking. I'm gonna give somebody else a chance because I keep talking, I might cry. So somebody else go. So.
I believe it has come to me. We've been at this for 3 years, and I just, NSYNC had Justin Timberlake. The Temptations had David Ruffin.
Oh my god,
Nigga.
Destiny's
Up
Child
to
had
it.
Beyonce.
Down to it.
Excuse you, goddammit. Excuse you. Thank you.
Nobody come to see you, Herb.
Everybody else had their moment. Right. Everybody else had their moments. Excuse you. Destiny's Child had Beyonce. Evolution had Triple H.
Oh my
NWO
God.
had Hollywood Hogan. And Blerds and Whiskey has the Rick.
I thought it was Rick Stroh now.
Excuse me.
30 and 50, I mean, what are you?
Excuse me. Thank you. I've graced you all with my presence for the past 3 years. I show up. I have facts. I keep things going. I keep the mood lighthearted. I keep everybody laughing. When things are at a lull, I bring things up. I just, I do so much. Some would even say that I have limitless potential, which is why sometimes, I hearken myself to Keith Lee and I do oppose because, it's hard work being as talented as I am. But, you guys, the little people, my co-hosts,
this
fans,
motherfucker.
Shut the fuck up. It's
No,
my
you
time.
shut the fuck
It's
up.
my
No, we're
time.
not doing that. Nope.
No. It makes me do much better every other episode. I thank you all for continuing to prop me up with your tiny hands and your small statures. And just, I'm just going to continue to do my best for you guys, the small folk who out there who just continue to help on push Blerds and Whiskey and myself, mostly myself, in the direction that we're going. So I just want to say a thank you, a rousing thank you, and, give yourselves a hearty pat on the back for all that you try to do. But thank you very, very much. And, it's me. If coming from my humble side, this is me humbly speaking. Just another thank you, and you guys do so much. And just keep it going, guys. Just great job all the way around.
Rick is over here like I can out humble everybody. You couldn't humble your way out of a wet paper bag.
Y'all
Y'all don't know how to teamwork. I'm the best at teamwork. Let me show you how to teamwork.
Yo, Rick just pulled I am the tag team champions.
So, I feel like we can't close this out, and y'all might disagree with me. Y'all can get mad at me later and you can fuss at me.
Can't close it
that's
out with
fine.
that bullshit.
But OCG, is your mic on? I feel like you should cut your mic on because, like, without you, we don't have a show.
Exactly.
So I feel like OCG should put in his 2 cents, this time voluntarily from the host. Most of the time it's against our will. But this time voluntarily from the host. But we're asking you to put in your 2 cents this time.
All right. Well,
just to give your feedback from the last 3 years.
I turned the mic on. Once again, still my proudest moment. And I went down. I'm not going to give too many details. But I went down. I needed help. And I'll still make the show happen. That's still extremely like my proudest moment. That's when I knew I wasn't in it for myself. I wasn't in doing this by myself. Y'all figured it out. Cam came through. He was like, "Yo, my computer ain't the best, but tell me what I need to do." It wasn't like the most polished show, but y'all made that shit happen.
You could have left that part out.
You
didn't add that part.
Fucking perfectionist over here. I mean, it wasn't up to my standard. You as bad as Rick. You're as bad as Rick.
Hey!
You know what? I think Rick did it off the humble. I did it jokingly.
I mean, I understand because we're vibing right now, so I understand.
Oh my god!
Why you're going?
I hate that word.
I'm vibing. You vibing?
Anybody who's no. Everybody turn your camera off, right?
Y'all not about to give me cursed out.
No!
All right,
I didn't realize my mic was still on. Nigga, no!
So hey, just a reminder to everybody, don't forget we are going to be soon migrating over to YouTube in the next few weeks. So if you're still on Facebook, we'll post the YouTube link up there. We're going to be doing more lives from there, and occasionally we would probably do some Twitch stuff too, for gaming stuff, just more content. But yeah, we're going to be off of Facebook soon. We're just going to be solely on YouTube.
So download the YouTube
That's
app.
the first episode of first Sunday in April, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Yes, the first Sunday in April will be
wanted to make sure.
YouTube.
Well, here's the thing. If you have any electrical device like a phone or a tablet, it should already be in your tablet or your phone. So just click on to YouTube. And as always, guys, it's been great, especially with the last 3 years. Up to it, down to it. Fuck those who don't do it. We do it because we used to it. Bye, motherfucker, bye.
Wow.
No. Stop making things. Stop
We need
changing
to put
shit.
that on the shirt. We
I'm making vibes happen.
You vibing?
You can't make vibes happen.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, and that technicolor rainbow in between, it's your boy Trey Proper.
It's your boy Big Herb.
And thank you for watching Blerds and Whiskey.
Be sure to like, share, subscribe on all social media platforms.
And check us out on blerdsandwhiskey.com.
Be sure to get that merch.
And come take this shot.